what's good, Joe? Welcome to brand new Comic Grass Highlights, issue number 19. Issue number 13 of X-Force. Part 4 of the X and Sword series. Yeah, man. Actually, before, because I'm actually doing this a little bit later than I usually would, because I didn't go straight from the Miles issue, which was the last issue I recorded for before jumping right into this one. I actually did go back and read the Wolverine issue just because that was the next part, and then came X-Force. So I didn't want to risk me just reading the parts I do, then going back and reading the other ones later in case it ends up like directly tying in with that issue. Then I'm confused, and all that shit. When I could save myself and just do it then. So. Yeah, which it looks like I was right, judging by this cover, because you guys read the Wolverine, you guys will have known an adamantium skeleton is going after Masambo, or whatever the dude's name was. Yeah, and Wolverine's like trying to get this sword, So it looks like it might tie into that, actually. So let's just jump right in. Alright, killing is the truth. A sword is a piece of art. And killing an enemy with a sword is the truest art. Okay? But every time you walk away from the victor, your sword should feel heavier with the weight of a lost soul. This is the burden of the sharpest steel, Silver Samurai. Next picture. This Loki still looks like the Wolverine artist. I legit can't tell if this actually is the Wolverine artist or not. Then, Japan. This Yomi temple celebrated the underworld, but it became something more than a place of prayer. It's a marriage of two worlds, a gateway to hell. I spent at least the last 24 hours talking to every last friend and enemy in Japan. Didn't believe what they told me. Not until I saw it myself. I'd always known Murmasa as a madman, but a madman of honor. Why would he serve the dark? How had he become the swordsmith and servant of self and sacrifice of? Next page. The Hand. Da-da-da. Next page. Credits. Next page. Champions of Carco, Narcos, let to choose Wolverine, and Solomon of Arco were both among the chosen to obtain the blade from Master Swordsman Murmasa. Wolverine has followed Murmasa's trail all the way down to hell. Wolverine, Solomon, and Murmasa. This legit still looks like the Wolverine. Oh, hold up. I gotta check this real quick. Hold on. Okay, Bogdavic. Looks like that's the artist for this one, and the artist for Wolverine. Yep, it's the same artist. Yep, they're using the same guy. Thought so. Because I'm like, is this the same artist? Alright, well, I guess to keep it consistent. Don't know why they didn't just release 2 Wolverine issues back to back. I don't know what whatever. His art style is fantastic, by the way. I love this man's art. Like, I don't know why he isn't the new artist for the Venom series, because his art is very similar to Ryan Stegman. Very similar. I don't know why they're using all these other guys, but not him. Maybe he was busy. I don't know. Or maybe Don DeKeith doesn't know about it. Or maybe Marvel wouldn't let him do it because he's busy with X-Men, and X-Men artists can't mingle with Spidey. I don't fucking know. I don't know why they didn't just give him to Venom, but whatever. There's something other than me, than men basking beneath these masks. What have you gotten yourself caught up into, Murmasa? You are disappointed in me, Logan-san. But the Hand threatened to destroy my ancestral village if I didn't help them build an arsenal. I made their metal for the same reason you will fight for Krakoa. We're trying to protect the home that we love. Next page. I didn't know that once I finished outfitting their armory above, they would require me below. The Hand once worshipped the beast from the distance, or a shrine and a prayer. Now they are one, forged into a new kind of weapon. Did you know, Logan-san, that Tamahagane is the metal used in Japanese swordsmiths by Japanese swordsmiths? Next page. Oh shit, he fell into the vat. And now he is, oh yeah, right, because in the last issue you were seeing these panels of like, I saw it was Wolverine's Ectos, like, I mean, it's going crawling towards this guy. And, what the hell? Okay. And, yep, here he is. He's crawled all the way back. Before the blue seal is sharpened to a keen edge, before its hilt is fitted and its profile is shaped, before its blade thickens and is settled upon, and before it is beaten and folded, iron sand must be smitten and refined with coal and processed of purification that purges all the unwanted elements, and that requires an unbearable heat. There is no better forge than hell, because it is no greater blast furnace, than hell. And there's Wolverine's skeleton. Next page. If I am a prisoner of this place, at least I can take comfort and pride in knowing there will never be a better blade in existence. I have long been considered the greatest swordsmith in the world, but now I am the greatest swordsmith in all worlds. But I must make haste, because it is almost time for the ceremony. Next page. Later, hellhole. And his skin is slowly starting to regenerate. Well, I'm certainly glad we've found each other, even if the accommodations are rather substandard. I am so curious about you, especially your ability to regenerate. Are you unkillable then? The two of us were clearly meant for each other, as best friends or worst enemies. How about this? How about while you do your thing, I keep us entertained by telling you how I got here. Like everything I am about me, it's fascinating. My name is Solo. It's possible you've heard of me, and it's certain you'll never forget me. Next page. My quest began in the blind island off the coast of Arco. I was charged with seeking out the Murmasa blade. This name means nothing to me, so I traveled to a place where riddles are answered. The Oracle of Arco. I sense that you want information about the swordsmith Murmasa. There is a cost. There is always a cost. But of course, if I'm not mistaken, you're banished to this island, no thanks to your sister, Mortaze. Will her severed head suffice, or would you like me to fetch the rest of her? Damn. How did you know what I would ask of you? You don't have to be an oracle to know how to seduce someone. Murmasa is dead, but there is still a way to fight. The Hellblade. Anyone bit by that blade will go straight to hell. Hell is where you will find Muramasa. I'm afraid my ego is far too massive to consider suicide, my dear. It is a key that opens the door of hell. This is where you will find a mutant find a mutant made of metal. A mutant who will serve you as your guide to Muramasa. Hell now, hello. So, here you are, and here I am. Next page. And Wolverine is still getting his hair back. Now, take me to my sword, little man. Well, that's how. Well, now that you have a tongue, what do you have to say? I'd say go to hell, but we're already there. Wolverine, I didn't know you were a comedian. You ain't the only one hunting for the Muramasa plane. I am. I am the only one hunting for a Muramasa blade. Am I hearing you correctly? Will the unkillable champion of Krakoa face against the unbeatable champion of Arco? I do love the idea, even if I dislike the terms of engagement. If that's true, forged with hellfire, don't bother. Then maybe I should just kill you now. Next page. Oh damn, he actually did! Oh, don't bother with that either. Adamantium enforced. Your skin's adamantium? How the hell is that possible? Think of it as a microfibrous version of chainmail. You can touch it if you like. Shall we be on our way then? Muramasa is waiting. What kind of game are you playing? A deadly one, to be sure. Next page. Oh yeah, Wolverine's naked. The Everforged, Regret, Forged Master Federal. A feudal kingdom of Sabaoth, I think? I don't know. Warriors who defended their land in Fere is the site of one of the greatest weapons forged in all reality. In reality, where a sun dwelling sentinel. Yeah, Sentinel threatens all of existence. It took the discipline and hero-slaying expertise of the Furies to subdue the Sentinel when no one else could, lashing it into the star where it dwells to trap it in place. The Sentinel fussed with the energy there and formed the hottest structure in the known universe, the living starlight. Sunstar. Rather than entrust such a valiant thing to that reality to defeat heroes, the Furies swell them all for the failures and took it with them back to the other world. There they took the province by focus and founded their homes and by embedding the living sun star into the ground itself and forming Inferi, the Everforged. Jesus, I cannot speak today. Weapons forged at the heart of the light of the living star, Sunstar, and unbreakable and some of the finest in all reality. However, the presence of a sun in the center of their nation makes it the presence of a However, the presence of a sun in the center of their nation makes it a hard country indeed. and more unbearable as one nears the center forge itself, but worth it for some of the finest blades in creation, forged by the greatest hero killers of all time. Lava, heat and flames are all part of the land, but the discipline of the Furies makes it livable by highly strict code. Land is passed down through the centuries, and contracts are sealed with blades and blood. Code of the Furies is a regime of pain, both given and received, and their resistance to discomfort makes them expert smiths indeed. Okay, that took a little bit. Next page. Later, they had the forge. Trace of heat. He's not far. You say this group, the Hand, has enslaved him? They've always worshipped the beast, but some things changed. They've leveled up. How so? Rip the mask one off. He looks less like a man and more like a skull with two candles burning into it, possessed. The lines are dissolved and everywhere. Krakoa is Arko, and Arko is Karko. The Hand is the beast, and the beast is the Hand. Marriage is in the air. Next page. Who the hell is this fat slob? We are here to celebrate the union of the red left hand and the right hand, and the red right hand. There he is. You'll be more specific. That demonic sack of flesh or a member of the faceless horde. Next page. Now we welcome the presentation of swords. Murmasa. Hi. For you, I put my very soul into them. Next page. Two swords, as we don't have to kill each other over who goes home with the steel, who can share. Strip them down and gear up. I would hate to show up to a wedding underdressed. It's just bad form. The marriage heralds a new dawn, a red dawn between humans and demons. The one that I call my daughter, and the one I shall claim as my son. You may consummate your union with a kiss of steel. Next page. What was this? Soul going into the sword? Wait! I have something for the happy couple. And it's damned good gift. It's a damn good gift, if I do say so myself. I'll take that. You kill my husband and then steal his sword. For this there will be hell to it. Bitch, we're already in hell. Your blade will bleed as mine do. Impossible. Looking at you, helping a friend in need. Such kindness. Forgot to mention something, tough guy. Murmasa's blades can cut through adamantium. No, my marriage is lost. My sword wouldn't be too. This is a transgression beyond sin. Hell will never forget. I have both katanas. I've killed the groom and stabbed the bride, and could easily abandon you to this demonic wedding party. But I'll admit I'm feeling generous. You helped me get this far after all. I know. Why would I help you if we're potentially going to face each other in a contest? If my flesh can be breached by one of these blades. And the answer is, I'm a good, fair, generous person, so wanna buy a blade, little man? What do you want for it? Next page. Actually, Wolverine killed the fat guy. Sword, Murmasa blade. Weight, 1,421 grams. Blade's length, 81 centimeters. Metal, Material: Tamahage leather hoki sole. Place of origin: the Hell Forge. Maker: Ramasa. Swordsmith, madman. Secret history: one day when Ramasa was just a boy, he pretended a stick into a store. He slashed and fenced and stabbed as he worked his way along the rice paddy and through the forest. A wind-blown clump of maiden grass was attacking samurai. Clouds were looming dangerous. Clouds were looming dragons. Jesus. When a flash of green rose up before him, he stabbed it on instinct, and felled a bird known as Mejiro, a Japanese white-eye. He stood over its fluttering body until it went still. A bubble of blood emerged from its open break and burst. He cupped its still warm body in his hands and wept. He apologized for the life he had stolen, and then something escaped its carcass. A mist-like essence, a soul. It hung in the air as if it was waiting for him. He waved his hand through it, and felt a cold pulse as it gloved his skin, clinging to him because it belonged to him. When he picked up the stick again, the soul soaked from its grip into the wood, hardening it with a creak and a moan. It was alive. He understood, inhabited, strengthened, and when he swung the stick again, it brought it down nearly boulder. A stone shattered. The stone shattered. The fortune. When Ramasa makes any weapons, whether a katana or a shuriken, a war fan or armor, he does so with the care of an artist. But in some cases, some very special cases, he elevates his art to a level of sorcery by investing a soul into the metal. This wielding of steel and soul is fonding and smiting of the earth and the spiritual planes, an elemental merger, a key between worlds, and it is also a deal made with death. A soul or a portion therefore has been harvested, and nothing hungers for and aims to smite the living like the dead. His blade wounded like no other. Hell, the realms of the dead have been slighted by Ramasa. He is a thief many times over as a keeper of souls. The devils garnish their teeth and click their claws, because he owns them an immortal debt. And there is one, the beast, who wants the debt repaid in servitude. Next page. Tarkawa later, I have the sword, but it came with a price. Only time will tell if it was worth the cost. What did it cost? Everything. Alright, that's the end of the issue. Really dug this issue. The art was fantastic, man. So yeah, overall I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10, guys. Mostly just because I love Wolverine when he's in a Japanese setting. I mean, I love Japanese settings, cultures in general, but I always really dig with Wolverine. I don't know, Japan really suits him for some reason. I don't know why Japan is almost like a second home for Wolverine, you know? I don't know, it just really suits the man. I don't know. But yeah, man, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me, Instagram, and Twitter if you like it, links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.
She's the best.